Hi, this feels really strange to do because I'm not a social media person and I hate videos and all of this, really. But I was just in the gym, that's why I'm looking like this. But I thought, what better time to do this than when I'm really vulnerable anyway and not really wanting to get on the camera and talk, especially because people are walking by and I don't really like being so exposed. But I thought this is the best place to begin anyway. I might as well just lay it all out on the line while I am in this thought process. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I think after I've worked out in the gym, I always feel the most creative, and I always have these moments where I think a lot about who I am, what I want to do, just loads of ideas, and usually I follow through on them. And this is really important to me, but also probably the hardest thing I've ever done because it's the most exposed I'm going to be. But I've decided to just lay it all out on the line and be vulnerable and tell you exactly how I feel all the time. I want to try and help people, which is the reason why I wrote the book in the first place. And I just feel like, and I felt like this for the last 3 years since losing Brandon, the reason who am I, what do I want to achieve, and I've always felt like I'm here to spread a message, and I've never really known what that message is, but I know that I connect with people all the time in my job, friends, and I feel my best when I am the most exposed and I talk about everything I'm going through, and I feel like because I've been through so much, it's a bit hypocritical of me not to, I know I've written the book and laid everything down in the book, but not to connect with people in the way in which I'm used to connecting, which is face to face. I hate social media, not because I don't think it's a good thing for businesses and to spread your message and to connect with people, but the flip side of that is obviously how damaging it can be for mental health, you know, and it's caused people to kill themselves and all sorts. So I've got Alicia, she's 9, she's going to be in a place where, you know, she's vulnerable to all this, and she's growing up with social media, and I'm trying to keep her away from it at the moment, but there's going to be a time where I can't, and I want her to know that I want her to know who she is, and to not let people get to her and be affected by social media. And because she's such a sensitive little girl, and I know that she would be vulnerable to horrible things that people might say about her and all of that stuff. So I'm a really sensitive person, and when I finished writing the book, I was worried because, well, I wasn't worried, but I did think, and somebody said to me, how will you feel if, you know, you release the book and then people are horrible? You know, not everyone, but, you know, you always get the odd troll who might say something horrible to you. And my response was, what can they say? How can they be horrible? Because everything's the truth. I haven't lied about anything. I've been so transparent. I don't actually know what they could say. But, you know, people are people, and maybe they will say something. But I think using this tool, at least I'll be able to respond to them and, you know, say to them, you know, I wish you well, I hope karma comes to get you. Because I can't do anything to change who they are. And I think it's more important that people are able to connect on a level which is vulnerable and away from all of the shit that you know, the world can bring at the moment, and making people feel insecure. And you know, over the last year I have felt that I've been on a big roller coaster. So when I started writing the book, the first year after we lost Brandon, it was different because there was trauma, and it was like we was in this bubble. And I feel blessed that the main thing I felt, and if you've read the book you'll understand all of this, but looking back it seems strange, but I felt such gratification I was so grateful for life and everything I did have, and you know, Alicia, and I was constantly trying to look for the positives to be okay, really, and to get through. And then COVID hit and things happened, lots of big things happened, and that was hard. And then there was more stuff, and then that was hard. And things happen in life, obviously they're going to happen anyway, but when you go through a trauma, you can't stop them from happening, and you try and pick yourself up, you get beat down, you try and pick yourself up, you get beat down. And I know that's kind of what life does to you sometimes, but you feel like it's unfair when you've been through such a big thing. You just need a break. So the last year has been really difficult, and I've been on this massive soul-searching path. At the start of the year, I was in such a bad place. I kind of lost hope with a lot of stuff, and in my whole life I've never ever lost hope. I've always had hope, and that killed me to feel like, what's the point? I don't understand what the point is. And you know, it was a horrible feeling. I listened to loads of podcasts, I listened to inspirational stuff, I would go to the gym because it was like, if I go to the gym I know that makes me feel good. What else makes me feel good? I had some hypnotherapy that made me feel good, and then something else would happen and it would bring me back down, and I'd stay positive and I'd do something else, and I'd listen to more podcasts, and then I'd run on the treadmill and listen to podcasts, and I did so much. I was exhausted. Because this year has been so hard, it's just been continually like pick myself up, hit in the face, pick myself up, hit in the face. And it come to last week, and the last week has been difficult. Just when I thought things had started to calm down a little bit, it got difficult again. And I found myself yesterday, I was just, I don't even know what to say. I just felt awful. And I'm getting all emotional now, but I just felt in a really bad place. And I've kind of thought, do you know what is going to make me, what do I want out of life? If I wasn't here, what would I want the memory to be left behind? And I think just, I've always had this need to want to be understood, and I don't really know why. And I think it's because I am so complex as a person, and I think about everything, and I overthink, and I care so much about people. I find that I get hurt all the time because I care so much about what people think, and I know that I shouldn't, and I still do. And it's just this cycle that keeps going round, and I have to have a release, and my release has always been something creative. So, you know, I used to sing, so it's been a singer. I play the piano, writing songs, poetry, talking, art, anything that allowed me to express myself. Talking to my friends, it's like getting it all out, and that's what's helped me. And when I feel emotions, I feel all of it. I feel so consumed by whatever that emotion is. Love, happiness, like, you know, sadness. Everything is, it's like all of that emotion. It's not like I feel a bit of this and a bit of that, but I just feel consumed by it. And it's taken me a really long time to try and manage myself. And I feel like I I can sometimes, but when something big happens, it can consume me so much that I struggle to navigate my way back through it to normal. So anyway, going back to what I was thinking yesterday, what my message is, what I want, you know, how I would want things to be left, and how I want to be understood, is that the whole point of everything, what I've learned over this last year with podcasts and mediums and spiritualists and books and books and books, and it's just that ultimately all we want, all we need is connection, and to feel connected, and to feel understood, and to feel compassion and empathy, and that's all anybody actually wants. When it's all stripped away, it's like we all need to be there for each other, and that's why friends are so important, and family and everything, because you will need at some point in your life support, because it's hard and you can't do it by yourself all the time. So I find social media really hard, but it's like the biggest platform in the world now, and this is the way to connect with people, because this is where everyone lives in this camera, and I kind of want to just be really open and vulnerable to the journey that I'm on, everything that I feel, everything that I've felt, because after you've lost a baby or a child, and I thought that, you know, it would happen, and that was, you know, it'd be really, really awful, but it would start to get better with time, but actually it just changes. It you know, if anybody has just lost a baby right now, I don't want to make them feel like it's not going to get better, because that's not what I'm saying. It does in a way, and it doesn't in another, because it changes, and you experience things that you are not you're not ready for, and you're not expecting, and it can bring up all these different feelings. They say that grief is, you never get off the train of grief. It's just, it changes and you learn to live beside it. And that is true, I think. And I just think that we need to talk more about how common it is, and because it's, you know, everything's there's a lot more exposure now on it. There's celebrities that are losing babies, and people are talking more, and are more open on it. And I just feel like the time is now to get all of this across. And yeah, I just thought, I don't like swearing on camera, but I just thought, you know what, fuck it, I just this is what I'm gonna do, because I don't really have, well, I don't have anything else to lose. I don't mean it like that, but you know what I mean. Like, I actually feel like, in one sense, I've stopped caring, because I'm exhausted. I am so exhausted of caring so much and feeling paranoid, and because I never ever want anybody to ever feel hurt by anything I say, upset. I just want everyone to be happy. I don't want anyone to have to go through what I went through, even though I can't control that. I would hate for them to feel isolated and lonely, and all alone with their feelings, and confused, and just all of these things. And like I said, that's why I wrote the book, because I picked up a couple of books and it didn't help me, because I didn't experience it the way that those people were, even though I appreciate, you know, what they did, and it's amazing, and they wrote a book and that's how they felt. That didn't help me. What I'm trying to say is, because we all feel different, feel similar, the same in some ways, but different, and that's okay to feel different. There are people out there who will feel the same as you, and you know, you don't know that unless you hear from them, and if you don't reach out, you won't know. So yeah, like I said, I have just decided to say fuck it and do it. So I'm here, and this is the beginning. Next video I won't be so sweaty, and yeah. Maybe it'll go better than this, but I thought while I was on this train of thought, and so that I didn't put it off anymore, I'm just gonna sit in my car after the gym and do the first video and see what happens. So I will speak to you all soon.